So as many of you guys do know, Ken Carson announced his upcoming album, More Chaos, all the way back in January on Kai's Snatch stream. He said 411 is the word to Kai. Kai announced it to the world. That was all the way at the start of the year. We're officially 2 weeks away from 411. A lot of people had concerns with Carti's album. Is that going to overshadow Ken Carson's album? Is he going to delay? Is More Chaos even going to release? But we just got the perfect information from Ken Carson himself via Twitter, so let's get into it. Like I said earlier, back in January, Kai Cenat announced the album on stream. Ken texted him, I'm wrapping up this album April 11, tell the world F it, right? So this was announced all the way back in January, and everyone's like, yeah, More Chaos should be dropping on 411, shouldn't see any problems, any conflicts. If he announced his album 3 months in advance, you know he's standing on it. He's not going back. He's not delaying. 3 months, this is the deadline, meet it, right? But obviously, as we do know, 2 weeks ago, Carti did release his album, Music, the biggest album of 2025, the biggest album in terms of rap. And as we all know, Ken Carson is signed to Playboi Carti, so a lot of people were thinking, yo, especially on my stream yesterday, we were talking about it, yo, is Ken Carson gonna delay More Chaos? Is More Chaos gonna get pushed back? Is Carti's hype and the album he has right now just way too big for realistically anybody to drop? Is it gonna be decreasing the hype for More Chaos? A lot of people were kind of concerned, right? But it seems like Ken cleared all those rumors, because as of today, he went to Twitter to say no delay. No delay, More Chaos, 411, he's standing on it. More Chaos, 411, 2 weeks away, Ken Carson album. This is insane. And it seems like the entirety of his team is doing the same thing too, right? Because we got producer, 16-year-old, he said how many days until April 11, 2025? 15 days away, right? Then we got Ken Carson's manager saying 411. So it seems like they're going heavy on the 411 release date. No delays, no excuses, no this, that, and that. 411, 15 days away is when More Chaos is going to be dropping. This is crazy. And then going back to what I said earlier, did Carti's album overshadow Ken's hype? I think it slightly did, because prior to Carti's album release, I was hyped. More Chaos, 411, it's like 2 months away. We're ready. Ken gave us a track list, right? Ken stamped it 3 months in advance. I'm dropping on this date. Then Carti came, and I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot about More Chaos 1000%. I'm not lying to y'all, because the other day, I was making a video about Destroy Lonely, talking about how he wants to release Opium Twins or his mixtape, something like that. And I was like, yo, doesn't Ken drop in like a couple weeks? And then I checked the calendar, I'm like, yo, Ken drops in about like 16 days. I completely forgot about that 1000%. Honestly, same thing with everybody else's album. I completely forgot. A lot of artists have a lot of music dropping very, very soon, especially within 2025. 2025 is looking great in terms of music. There's a lot of good music to look forward towards, so 2025 is going to be looking nice. And to say that Ken Carson is going to be dropping in 15 days is crazy, right? And like I said, it can kind of play out within two ways. There's going to be the negative side to where Carti's album just like overshadowed Ken's hype, and I feel like that happened to Lone, to be honest, because with Love Lasts Forever, that dropped in August. And then y'all remember, Carti went on like a crazy September run, and I'm not gonna lie, completely forgot about Love Lasts Forever. After that, didn't really go back to it. So that could kind of be the same thing with everybody just satisfied with Carti's music. Don't really want to hear anything from any new artist, but then again, this is Carti's label mate, right? So this could also come with a huge positive, right? Obviously, Carti did his big one. Carti went crazy. Number one, 2 weeks in a row. Obviously, the billboard's looking the way it is. Carti has the most amount of spotlight and the most hype on his name right now. If he just reposts Ken, shouts him out, does something, possibly be on Ken's album, that would skyrocket More Chaos, and he's clearing 100. Easy cleared 100. If Carti's on this album, GG's. 100K has been cleared 1000%. And speaking on that, honestly, I think it might be the time. Why not? We just seen Carti give Nav a feature. If Carti gave Nav a feature, why the hell is he not going to give Ken Carson a feature? And as we all know, I feel like everybody in the community came to this agreement. Ken Carson, out of everybody in Opium, is the one who deserves the feature the most, right? He's almost been carrying Opium since Carti's absence, right? He's had the biggest release. AGC did what it did. The numbers and the hype Ken has right now easily deserves him to get that Carti feature. And if Nav got a feature and Ken doesn't, there's some serious discussions that need to be going down, because I don't know what the hell Carti's doing. Now, honestly, Ken realistically doesn't need the feature. I mean, Ken's gonna sell 85, probably 80 plus. So he's gonna have a great sale. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be a big deal, right? But then if you add Carti onto that, that's like the cherry on top, especially right now. That's like the stimulus package of death. That's gonna give you insane amount of numbers. And I feel like out of anybody, that's who we've all wanted to see Carti work with. His own label, right? So that would be pretty insane. More Chaos seems to be dropping on 411. I'm saying I think 100K is possible. Now, I'm not going to say he's clearing 100K, But me personally, I think he could reach there. If he has a Carti feature, easy 1000%. If he doesn't have the Carti feature, I think he could get there on his own. Simply with bundles, we all know Ken Carson fans eat up his merch like crazy. The Ed Hardy collab sold out within like 5 minutes, something like that. Merch has always been a pretty big thing within Ken's career, so you know he's gonna do bundles. Both Lone and Carti sold bundles to get that nice first week. You already know Ken, off pure streaming, I think he's easily gonna do like 70, 75, maybe. That's gonna be a 25K jump simply from AGC, because AGC, I believe, did 49 or 50 straight up just streaming, right? And then we seen what the Deluxe did. The Deluxe had like a disgusting number. The Deluxe was like a 7-song project. I believe it sold like 25K first week off 7 songs is insane. And we all know the hype Ken Carson has going into this album. I would say prior to Carti's release, I was like 10 times more hyped. Now that Ken Carson said no delay and his team is really starting to spark things up, the hype is definitely growing back. But 15 days away from More Chaos is gonna be crazy, right? And today being a Friday, he basically stamped like, yeah, my album drops in 2 weeks. Could this be the start of the More Chaos album rollout? Because I do think he's gonna be making the rollout a pretty big deal. I feel like last year, 2024, was like the year of Ken Carson. Ken Carson was like the 2024 mainstream rookie of the year. Like, he broke into the mainstream and he just had like a crazy buzz last year, especially with that tour. That was insane. We've seen Ken's fan base pretty much double, maybe even triple from the tour. AGC did what it did. The numbers and streams on AGC are just disgusting, right? So Ken is gonna have a big album. There's gonna be a lot of hype. This is gonna be a big deal, right? This is gonna be the biggest album of Ken Carson's life. Why not go crazy 2-week rollout? We seen Uzi, we seen Tyler. Carti didn't have a rollout, but I would love to see what a well-curated rollout from Ken Carson would be. Could that go down on Monday? He stamped it 4/11, 2 weeks away on a Friday. Boom, Monday, 1 week, and then the week your project drops. Boom, that's crazy. We just got Carti 2 weeks ago, or like 3 weeks ago. Then we get Ken Carson. 2025 is looking insanely good. This is fire. Carti, Ken, back to back. Maybe we might get that Lone project soon as well. Probably Homicide Gang's gonna drop something, but bro, this is crazy. 15 days away from More Chaos. We will be there 1000%. He's not delaying, and I'm calling it right now. I think we're gonna see an insane rollout from Ken, and I think he's gonna have a nasty first week sale. So that's gonna be the video right there, and I got a couple questions for y'all, right? One, is Carti gonna be on this project? What do y'all think? If he was on Nav's project, I feel like, why not? I feel like it's time. Ken deserves the feature. Let's do it. Boost that first week. Insane, right? So is Carti gonna be on the project? And then 2, what is Ken Carson's first week sale gonna be for More Chaos? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you guys like this video, like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's MONEYMAY, or is it? And I'm out. Thank you guys.